And they're off, they're racing. A mile and a half then for the Sky Bet race to the Ebor Jorvik handicap. And C. Hector has dropped in the white jacket from a wider draw as they move down the far side of the Knavesmire. As we get underway at the Dante Festival of 2025, La Pulga is the first one to show in the hands of Jason Hart. King's Code handy in the black and pink colours. On the inside then, wider out than is Almoshare in the noseband. A bit keen Almoshare. Right behind them then is Mahaba the champ, the other blue and white colours with the white cap. Paradias' red cap is next, Stress Free. On his outside, a break of a length and a half, then back to Plage de Havre, who races about 5 lengths off the speed. On his outside is Max Mayhem. Nakib, black and white colours next with the Reverend. Towards the back, Dark Moon Rising, and looking on at the rear is C. Hector as the runners race over on the far side of the course, and they're about to pass the 7 furlong marker over there. So through the first 5 furlongs at a fairly decent pace here, being set by La Pulga as they move down to the halfway stage of the race. Almoshare on the outside, settling a bit better as the race develops. Racing in third still is King's Code with Mahaba the champ on his outside. Paradias in that red cap is handy. On his extreme right there is Stress Free, and then right behind them on the inside, that's Oisin Murphy's mount, Plage de Havre, with Max Mayhem tracking him, Kieran Schumacher. Nakib, Dark Moon Rising in the yellow colours of Angie Bailey. The Reverend's got a bit of work on, is just being squeezed along at the back in the black with the white seams with Tom Marcon, and C. Hector's being asked a few questions as they come down the centre of the race course here with 3.5 furlongs left to run, and it's still just in front La Pulga, but Almoshare is travelling really well in the hands of Clifford Lee and begins to ease to the front the big horse as they approach the closing stages. On the outside, Stress Free is coming with a bit of a run. Dark Moon Rising is trying as well in the blue headgear, and then wider out to Nakib. Almoshare now is being just a length advantage at the moment of Stress Free, who's beginning to dig in on the outside, then Stress Free joining in with Almoshare, and then right behind them here comes Plage de Havre with a run. He's inching closer all the time. Up front though, it's still Almoshare and Stress Free. This is going to be really tight. Almoshare though just got there by about a bob of the head from Stress Free in second. Plage de Havre was back in third. Paradias stayed on, and Never Nearer the Reverend in fifth.
Almoshare's fast progress continues, even though a photo has been called here at York. Let's follow it through to the line. No, he has won. Almoshare wins for Clifford Lee and Carl Burke. A fine performance.
Lydia, thank you. There is Change Things into stall 16. They're ready. The Churchill Tires Stakes is underway, and Ramazan blew the start then in the yellow and black stripes there from stall number 10. Over the 6 furlongs, then Bergerac over on the far side. Dark 30's broken well, and so too First Folio the Grey on the extreme right, being tracked there by Prince of Pillow. The main group down the centre, Dark 30, Bergerac with Change Things handy on the near side, tracked there by Brave Empire. We Never Stop is right there, the pink with the green cross belts as well. Halcombe Bay right behind them with Mr. Socks in the blue and white. The Grey Secret Guest alongside Corker towards the back there with Glenfinnan. Rousing Encore towards the rear. At this stage, Ryan Moore is struggling to get 2 tribes involved. He's outpaced. The only one behind him is the slow starter Ramazan. They're down to the final 2 furlongs already. Dark 30 down the centre in the purple colours. On the far side, First Folio the Grey. Between them, Bergerac. Rousing Encore has been pulled to the far side by James Sullivan and begins to run on in the closing stages. Change Sings is trying to land a blow well. They're coming through inside the final furlong, and it's Rousing Encore and James Sullivan in front then from Dark 30. 2 tribes is finishing off well in the end, but it's gone to Rousing Encore. In second place, Dark 30. It was tight for third with Corker and 2 tribes who only got going very, very late.
Well, if you take it as an overview, that panned out very predictably in that the main principals and the ones that were on top were over on the far side, but it was Rousing Encore, the lightest weight, that has won it for James Sullivan. And
this Group 2 1895 Duke of York Clipper Stakes, and away they go over the straight 6 furlongs. Marshman, not the fastest into stride, will be covered up behind them. And Rage of Bambi showing good pace on the left there in the maroon colours. Over on the far side, Knight Raider in the grey jacket as they stick to the far side rail. Predictably, between them, Elite Status in the white cap. The yellow cap on the inside is Inisherin. Kurdos in the black colours is just tracking the leading quartet, with the pink cap then of Flora of Bermuda. Royal Zabeel in touch, going strongly alongside Marshman. 5 lengths separate first and last as they go past the halfway point here in the 1895 Duke of York Clipper Stakes. Knight Raider and Sheen Murphy being held together in front, blazing a trail here. Inisherin is being organised, coming under a bit of a drive now from Ryan Moore next to the rail. Elite Status is coming out after his stable companion Knight Raider. Royal Zabeel is trying to get into it on the outside with Flora of Bermuda battling on. Inisherin is beginning to bear down on this leader Knight Raider, and so too is Flora of Bermuda in the pink cap, and it's Inisherin and Flora of Bermuda will fight this out. Inisherin on the inside, too strong, and won the Duke of York from Flora of Bermuda. Ran a massive race in second, Knight Raider next, and then Elite Status in fourth.
Well, it's bounced back, but it was pushed all the way to the line. Inisherin has won the Group 2 Duke of York Stakes for Ryan Moore and Kevin Ryan, seen off the persistent attentions of Flora of Bermuda for PJ McDonald and Andrew Balding.
Set. And they're off. They're racing for the Tattersalls Musidora Stakes Group 3 with this extended mile and a quarter away to a pretty level break. On the inside, Go-Go Boots is handy. On the outside there, the green jacket of Tatty Coram. Between them is Whirl. These three going on together, being trapped by Smokin in the pink and green Diabolo, with Miss Tonnerre on her outside, and Serenity Prayer and Oisin Murphy sitting chilly at the back of the field, only about 3.5 to 4 lengths off the speed as they go past the mile start over on the far side of the Knavesmire. So Tatty Coram and Hector Crouch leading from Go-Go Boots and Kieran Schumark. Whirl in the Michael Tabor blue and orange colours, racing on the outside for Ryan Moore. Followed then by Smokin, Ross O'Ryan in the pink and green, the Andrew Rosen colours. Miss Tonnerre and Tom Mark on alongside, and still looking on at the rear is Serenity Prayer as the runners move down the side of the course now. They're about at the halfway point here in the Tattersalls Musidora. Tatty Coram cutting it out still. Whirl in second as they begin to turn into the home straight. Then comes Go-Go Boots, who's sitting on the rail, and then followed on the outside by Miss Tonnerre. All travelling nicely at the back of the field. Serenity Prayer in the blue and maroon on the inside. Smokin, they're racing together as the runners come down now the home straight with 3.5 furlongs left to cover, and Whirl has committed. She goes on here for Ryan Moore, and all of a sudden one or two of them are under a drive. Trying to come out there to challenge is Go-Go Boots. Had a bit of a barging match there with Miss Tonnerre as she did so, and got a touch unbalanced. 2 furlongs left to go. Whirl is very much the one to catch here in the Musidora. Go-Go Boots trying. Serenity Prayer is under a bit of pressure as well. She is keeping on though. Then on the inside is Tatty Coram, but the bird might have flown here, and it's Whirl who's going further clear in the closing stages. This trial season is turning into a Ballydoyle benefit here as Whirl comes home to win really comfortably. A double for Ryan Moore. Wins by about 5 lengths. In second, Serenity Prayer. Go-Go Boots in third. Then Tatty Coram, Miss Tonnerre, and last, the favourite Smokin.
That grip of the classic trials. Only Titans. Aidan O'Brien has won the Tattersalls Musidora for just the second time. Third win for Ryan Moore in the race. Whirl is the name of the winner, and she's done it comfortably. Really.
Ready now. And they're off. Just a slightly awkward jump away there for Eve's Boy. Just took out Rare Change to the right slightly. They'll be dropped in, those two, from the high draw. The Conundrum HR Consulting Handicap Class 3 underway. Tatty Bogle, the grey, striding out with double parked on the outside in the brown and blue colours. Red Sand on the rail is next, and then wider green pursuit. Miss Hathaway there. Gallant is on the rail. Red colours, Frankie's Dream is next, followed by Milford, and then Perfect Powered on the inside in the brown jacket as they go through the first 2.5 3.5 furlongs and turn in to the home straight. Jolly Rogers held up at the back of the field with Leslie's Boy. Also towards the back is Eve's Boy together with Rare Change. The field quite well strung out now as they come down the home straight past the halfway point. Probably about 10 or 12 lengths between first and last, and it's Midge Mullen and Tatty Bogle who bounced back to form at the weekend at Lingfield. He takes the field along here from double parked in second. Red Sand going strongly on the inside, will need an out though. Green Pursuit with every chance now shaken up. Here's Milford on the outside and Callum Rodriguez trying to get into it. Behind them, Best Rate is manoeuvring for a run as well. Wider out than Frankie's Dream as they come inside the final furlong. Milford has taken over now and is in front here by about a length. He's sticking his neck out. Here though comes Best Rate on the outside together with Rare Change. Milford and Best Rate, a Rare Change. It's tight. Oh, it's very tight between Best Rate and Rare Change on the outside. Milford close up in third. Perfect Part behind them together with Frankie's Dream. That goes to the judge.
And Julie, the judge, calls a photo. Oh, I'm not sure I want to be calling that. Rare Change has come from right out the back to force that photo with Best.
And he's in. They're ready. 6 runners lined up. And off and racing, and not a bad break either. Very smartly away was Under the Radar for the British Stallion Studs EBF Novice Stakes over the straight 5 furlongs. And Bravo Hotel, another experienced runner, is out there in second place with Frio, the favourite, on the inside, the green and yellow, taking a little bit of a grip. They're followed by Roy Lane in the red colours in fourth. Utmost Respect is next. Ballistic Missile just a little bit outpaced at the back of the field, being squeezed along as already they're down towards the halfway point of the contest. Under the Radar, Dave Allen over on the far rail, taken on here by Bravo Hotel and Billy Garrity. Now Frio is being switched here by Jason Hart and is being asked to pick up these 2 leaders. At the moment he's coming under pressure. A Ballistic Missile is taking off on the outside, is closing down. Bravo Hotel in front, but he's running around a bit. Here's Ballistic Missile, and don't rule out Utmost Respect, who's closing down late. Too late though. Ballistic Missile goes on to win. From in second, Utmost Respect, then Bravo Hotel tight for fourth with Frio together with Under the Radar and Roy Lane behind them.
Well, when he worked out which way was forward, Ballistic Missile ran like his name suggests, and he came home really strongly for Shane Foley and Richard Hannon. Second was Utmost Respect. He too showed plenty of greenness, but has finished off this race knowing a lot more and showing some ability for
the last one in for this. Stewie Weston and friends getting out handicap, and they're racing over 1.5 miles. Churchello is the slowest to stride, is going to be dropped in. One of the first away is A-Up. It's the Boss in the green and yellow colours. Maglark is up there as well. Now Cello is racing all by itself over on the far side of the course. It's quite handy, but it's A-Up, it's the Boss who's the leader. Maglark racing in second. Cello's coming across to join them now and will assume a share of second place with Don Simon on the rail. The Grey Molinari is right behind them with Lightning Company's Pale Blue Jacket next, and they're followed through them by Great Bedouin in the purple colours. On that one's outside is Saratoga Gold. Further back in the field on the outside is Papagayi, just tracking Saratoga Gold on the outside. Towards the rear still is Glistening Knights and the Yellow Blue Stars, together with Kitsune Power, who's ridden quietly. And then at the rear of the field, Kapla Lazarus with on the inside at the very back of the pack then is looks like Masakela. We'll move down the far side then, and the runners separated by a good maybe 10 lengths now. They're stretching out across the Knavesmire then, and they're being led round the far turn by A-Up, it's the Boss, and David Nolan. Cello's joined in now into second. Don Simon on the inside, always in a good position. Maglark is next. Molinari and Lightning Company follow through. Then Saratoga Gold and Great Bedouin in the purple colours comes next. Papagayi patiently ridden towards the rear as they continue the turn round towards the home straight, with 3.5 furlongs left to cover here. A-Up, it's the Boss, trying to burn them all off here. He's up in trip today, but he's being ridden very positively indeed. Cello and Maglark are coming through quite strongly. Then Molinari, Don Simon being driven with, then on the inside, inside, Lightning Company. On the outside, taking off now is Great Bedouin as the runners race on down now towards the final 2.5 furlongs in the Stewie Weston and Friends Getting Out handicap. Cello taken on by Maglark. Here's Molinari with Great Bedouin on the outside. Lightning Company's trying to land a blow. Don Simon's only found the one pace. Ditto for Saratoga Gold. They're coming up towards the final furlong, and it's a three-way go. Maglark on the inside, Great Bedouin on the outside, Molinari between them. Great Bedouin beginning to get the better of the argument from Maglark. Great Bedouin the top weight, and Maglark. Great Bedouin. Smart performance from Maglark. Saratoga Gold in third, followed by Molinari in fourth.
Great Bedouin has won for Sean Levy and Richard Hannon, and that makes it a double on the day for Richard. Just getting the better of Maglark for Connor Orr and Adrian Keatley. There's a gap back to Saratoga Gold, who stayed on for third for William Pyle and Kevin Frost, and fourth is